Hi, I'm Jeramiah Townsend with IBA United, and in this video today, we're going to be helping you understand profitable meetings. Now, having profitable meetings is part of our 5x5 business system. And what is really important, the 5x5 system, you probably already know that if you've watching this video, goes over the 5 key areas of your business, VSPTO, for vision, sales, product, team, and operations, the 5 different areas. And under operations, we talk about operations and key predictive indicators, your KPIs for your business. Now, here's where profitable meetings comes into play. To have profitable meetings, meetings can be a drag and a time waster for your business and for your staff. It can kill your productivity. So here you go. Here are how you structure a meeting to have profitable meetings so you only meet when you have to. Number one, you want to make sure you identify the purpose of the meeting. Do you really have to have the meeting, or is it stupid? And trust me, lots of meetings are stupid. We all know it. But you really want to identify the purpose and the goal of the meeting. And then when you have the meeting, I always make sure to tell everybody, okay, we're getting together for this purpose and with this goal. Here's the goal of the meeting. Always remind people at the very beginning of the meeting. Number two, invite the right people. Only invite those people who need to be in attendance. So for example, when I'm managing a team of people, I have what my direct reports. Let's say I'm an owner of a business and I have several managers in place, several departments with staff. I would have my direct reports, the managers, at my weekly managers meeting. And then those managers would in turn have a weekly meeting with their departments. And so you're going to want to make sure to invite the right people. You don't have to invite everybody. Not everybody has to be there. Now, so you might have a staff meeting in the morning. Sometimes people do it once a day. Sometimes it's once a week. I think once a week is good for every department or every group. But it's going to depend on your team and on your business. Every business is going to be a little bit different, but invite the right people because you don't want to waste everybody's time. Number three, make sure to set an agenda. Have a written, documented agenda and say, we're going to spend 2 minutes reminding everybody about what this meeting is. This meeting is for XYZ. We're going to go over the next 5 minutes for our daily iron sharpens iron, where we share something educational with everybody in 5 minutes. Set that agenda, whatever that agenda is, have it broken out and exactly how much time you're going to spend on it. Now, along those lines, this should be a fairly well set agenda that's not going to really change. This is the set agenda for the meeting. Make sure to have that agenda and post it up there. Post it on the whiteboard, make sure everybody knows about it. Have it on handouts, something. Have it on their phones, in the meeting details or something, but have an agenda with specific time frames. Number four, prepare for the meeting. Now, it's going to sound a little stupid, but a lot of times people get into meetings and they're not prepared for the meetings. If you want your people to take notes, make sure to say, does everybody have a pen and paper handy? Does everybody have a notepad or an app open on their phone so they can take notes? Make sure to prepare for the meeting. If you have to prepare beforehand, make sure to prepare beforehand. If you need to have handouts, make sure to print out some handouts either the day before or a couple hours before to make sure that happens, to make sure you're properly prepared for the meeting. And part about being prepared is making sure you stay on track. I'm going to get to that in a minute. It's a really fine point. Create number five. This is important. Create a positive atmosphere. So for example, when we're talking about a subject, and let's say you bring up a problem, I always set a time in every meeting to discuss problems or things we should be working on. And I go through everybody in the meeting. I usually go do it all clockwise because that's the way I like to keep things. But you go through everybody in the meeting. You might give them a minute or 2 minutes tops to talk about something. but create a positive atmosphere, listening to everybody and asking for their input. And then I like to write it down on a whiteboard behind me because that's what I like to do. Everybody can follow along with the notes, but you want to encourage participation. And then once everybody has gone through and said their piece, then you as the leader will give feedback. And here's the secret. Let's say you think that you need to increase productivity because there's a long wait time on delivering a product. Great. Okay, so you need faster delivery, you need more productivity, something like that. What you're going to do is bring up this issue with your staff and say, okay, I asked several customers what they liked and what they didn't like. And the one that I got back the most that they didn't like is our time for delivery. They wanted a faster turnaround time. What do you guys think about this, and how can we deliver on this if that's what we choose to do? I'll be honest, sometimes your customers give you ideas and they want faster delivery, but that's just not your value proposition. That's okay too. But you say, this is the problem that I'm dealing with or what I'm trying to solve. How can we deliver this for our customers? Let's hear it from everybody else. We're going to go around the group and we're going to hear everybody's thoughts and ideas. And then let everybody speak. Truth be told, you're going to get a lot of great answers. And maybe John or Bob or Tam or Susie, whoever, is going to give you a great idea. And it might even be things that you've already thought and already gone, man, this is what I really want us to do. Don't speak. Let everybody else speak first, and then pick all their ideas at the very end. Go, hey, Bob had this great idea. Let's do that. Tammy had this fantastic idea on how we could implement. I think we should implement that. So we're going to try that out. Pick them, point them out. And if it's your ideas, but they were the ones who said it, even better. Use their ideas and say, hey, I like that idea. Let's try it this way. And then all of a sudden you're throwing it out. Remember, we're trying Bob's idea. We're going to see how it works. We're going to measure it, see how effective it is. And we're going to come back next week and talk about it. It's always trying it, seeing how effective it is, and implementing it. If it doesn't work for some reason, or it doesn't give us the results we think, we'll try something else. But that's it. Number 5, create a positive atmosphere as you create that meeting, utilizing other people's ideas, encouraging participation, calling out, hey, so-and-so did a great job last week. Encourage people to participate. That leads us to point number 6, stay on track. Make sure if you have 5 minutes to talk about something, keep it to 5 minutes. If you have 10 minutes, keep it to 10 minutes. There are some people who only set 30-minute meetings. There are some people who only create 15-minute meetings. Keep your meetings as short as possible to really deal with the subject at hand, but stay on track. You've got to stay on track. That's hugely important. Now, remember, I'm going to come to point number 7, and this kind of gets back to keeping things positive, but encourage participation. Point number 7 is encourage participation. If you just needed to dictate to people, send a memo. Don't waste time in a meeting. Meetings is about collaboration. So encourage participation. That might even be one of the points in your meeting. Hey guys, remember, we're doing this meeting. This is a meeting to discuss how our department's going. And I want to remind everybody we are encouraging participation. I want your feedback. It's not me talking. It's me asking you guys for feedback and us discussing it. That comes to point number 8. Point number 8 on profitable meetings, how to have productive, profitable meetings. Summarize your key points. You need to have somebody putting down notes. I'm usually the one making notes and stuff like that. Summarize your notes. At the end of the meeting, always summarize. Have a time for summary and go, okay, we've hit this time. We have 5 minutes left. We have to stop right there. I'm sorry for interrupting anybody. We have to summarize this to get off to our next meetings. Summarize key points. Summarize decisions, summarize delegation points. Bob's going to do this, Tammy's going to do that, and come back and give us feedback next week. but summarize key points so that you can go, hey, everybody, that was a great meeting. We really covered a lot. Thank you guys so much. That leads to point number 9, follow-up. You've got to follow up with participants after the meeting to ensure that action items are being completed. Make sure that if you've given somebody a job to complete within the next week, because I'm very big on that, make sure you give them a job. Don't give everybody jobs. That's too much. Even if you know there are 15 things to be done, you have to execute it properly and make sure it gets completed. Trust me, I know if you're a business owner like me, there are lots of ideas that you have and you instantly want to do 20 different things all at once. The problem is if you try that, you won't execute well. It's just a sorry, hard fact. If you try to do too many things, they won't get executed well. Over time, you will know who executes well and who doesn't. It's not that they're bad people. It's not that they're trying to drop the ball. Some people just execute better than others. So make sure that you're very careful about only delegating a few things so that you can make sure that you, at the next meeting, you're going to start off, hey guys, remember the purpose of this meeting is to go over our company health in these departments. And last week we gave this job and that job. Today, we're going to get a review. Now, during the week, you're going to follow up with those people. Hey, John, how's that going? Are you going to be ready to review that? Okay. Hey, Bob. Hey, Susie. Hey, Tammy. Remember we were talking about that? Do you need anything from me? Are you going to be ready? Do you need help on getting this done? Make sure to follow up. That's point number 9. You got to make sure to follow up on points to make sure that you have executed well. It's not something I've always done in the past. I have a lot of ideas and I leave them to people expecting them to execute or at least give me feedback if they can't execute and why. But sometimes I've learned the hard way, like most business lessons, I've learned that you can't really, it's not that you can't trust them. It's just everybody's busy. We're trying to get these things done. Remember to keep those meetings as short as possible, stay focused and organized, have specific time constraints. If you allow a 90-minute meeting to run, you will take up all the 90 minutes. If you have 90-minute meetings, try to crank them back to 60 minutes. If you have 60-minute meetings, crank it back to 45 and condense it as short as possible so you can get in, have that meeting, and get on with life. And here's a couple of my favorite things. Number 1, always end a meeting a few minutes late. Sorry, I said that backwards. Don't listen to that. Always end a meeting a few minutes early. Always end a meeting a few minutes early so people have time to transition to their next meeting. So if you're in a building or something like that, make sure to end the meeting 5 minutes before the hour or 10 minutes before the top of the hour so people can get on to their next meeting. Don't run all the way up to the hour because if you accidentally run over, you'll make them late for their next meeting. So never do that. Bad manners, bad habits, and all of that. Start on time, stay focused on schedule, have measurable results, delegate, ask for their opinions, summarize, and follow up. This is really the core of having profitable and productive meetings. For my staff, I have management meetings with my managers on a monthly basis. I have training programs every month. That way it's continuing education for my staff and managers every month. And we have managers with their staff, with their teams, have those regular meetings once a week. That's kind of how we do things in the operations that I run and the things that I'm doing. And with every single staff member, we go through unique training programs, custom tailored to each staff member. That's how you stay focused on those meetings and have key, productive, and profitable meetings. As always, Jeremiah with IBA United, I hope that this training on profitable and productive meetings has been helpful to you. Like and share our videos, come back for more. I look forward to talking to you in one of our next videos.